Hello. Hello, Dorota. Ooh, we have 91 people. Teresa, Kasha, Aga, Dorota, Greg, Dominic, David, Zbigniew, Ivona, Edita, Alexandra, Yaro, Malgorzata, Wojcik, and let's see, Marianne, Kazik, yes, hi, Anaga, Jolanta, Patrick. We have a lot, some similar names actually. Shimon, Simon, Edita, Ola, uh, wow, Carol, hmm, and a lot more today actually. Wojciech, we've got Sylvia and Magda and all. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Marian from Philippines. I hope that you know my country. Mm. Okay. So, yeah, perhaps maybe the reason why we've got a lot today is because of this long weekend. It's really nice that you can find time to join the webinar live today. Today, we're going to talk about four types of sentences. Yes. In my previous webinars, we've talked about different clauses and phrases. Yes. The difference between the two. Remember, a clause can stand alone while a phrase, no, it doesn't have a subject and a verb. So actually, a clause and a phrase make up a sentence. So that is why that's what we're going to talk about next. And next week, uh, today, since we're talking about four types of sentences, next week it'll be the four types of sentence structure. Okay, sentence structure. Anyway, everyone can hear and see me clear. It's all good. I've got some troubles with the camera earlier, so I hope that it is okay. Okay, let's move on and start as we're going to have a little bit of exercise later on. Okay, first is, of course, sentences. Sentence. What is a sentence? Everybody, I believe, knows what a sentence is, isn't it? Thank you, Patrick. A sentence is basically a group of words which are tied together and convey an idea, an event, or description. So the words in an English sentence, let me say, have a certain order and rule regarding ways to either expand or shorten it. So the boundaries of a sentence are easily recognized as it begins with a capital letter all the time and ends with a terminal punctuation mark. It can be a period, a question mark, or exclamation point. It is important for English writers to know the language of sentence grammar terms in order to be able to analyze and develop their writing. So, again, a sentence is basically a group of words beginning in a capital letter and ending in a terminal punctuation mark, which actually conveys an idea, event, or prescription. Now, the four types of English sentence classified by their purpose is like this. Okay, here is what we're going to talk about today: four types of sentence. This one, it'll be next week. Okay, next week. Let's focus here. The four types of sentence: the declarative, which is talking about a statement. When we say it is interrogative, it's a question. Imperative is a command, and exclamative is, of course, exclamation. All right. So these are the four types of English sentence. Again, it is classified by their purpose. So a declarative sentence, again, the purpose is to actually provide a statement. Again, interrogative, question, imperative, command, and exclamative exclamation. All right, so let's move on. So here, let me see. Sentence types are sometimes called clause types. These different kinds of sentences in English allows us to express ourselves clearly. Using a variety of sentences in your writing will add interest and help you get your ideas across effectively. To communicate clearly, it is very important to know the function of each type of sentences so you can make the right choice depending on your purpose. Of course, if you would like to actually make a command or write something in imperative, it shouldn't be like a statement. Yes? And that let's make it clear today by talking about these types of sentences. Okay? First is declarative. In the most base it is the most basic type of sentence, declarative, like a statement. Its purpose is just to relay information which we normally actually use, yeah, and it is punctuated with a full stop, or what we say period. The usual word order for declarative sentence is subject and then a verb and the rest of the sentence. So declarative sentences can be positive or negative. Okay, we're good. Yes, can follow. Is it clear whenever I talk? So let's move on. And maybe before I move on, can you give me an example of a declarative sentence? As simple as I like milk. Mm-hmm. Can you give me example? Let's see here. Let's call on some names. Paulina, what do you think? Teresa, Kazik, Dorota, Marianne, Kasha, Aga, Yolanta, Ella, Carol, Patrick, Greg, Ivana, Zibi, Derek, Greg. It's okay. Yarrow, Matic. Try it. Wojciech. Mm-hmm. Again, some simple declarative sentence. A statement. I like exactly. Thank you, Dorotha. I love my family. Yes, that is an example of a declarative sentence. It's just relaying information. Remember, you need to have a subject, a verb, and the rest of the sentence. Thank you, Ella. Okay, so I like coffee. We did not watch TV last night. The boy walked home. I love honey. He wants to eat cookies, but he doesn't know how to make them. We did not listen to the radio. Yes, thank you. So as you can see, these sentences make statement whether it's a fact or opinion. Thank you, Simon. Yes. Okay. Declarative sentences can be simple, as in the first two examples, like I like coffee. Okay. And then a compound, like we did not watch TV, or the final example, he wants to eat cookies, but he doesn't know how to make them. It's a compound sentence. We're going to talk more about that next week. They can also be in any tense, by the way. We're not yet on the grammar part, but it can also be on any tense, be in any tense, as long as they do their basic job of presenting information. This makes them the most common sentence type, declarative. Okay, now let's move on. The next type of sentence we have here is what we call interrogative. They interrogate, interrogation. That's why in police they have this interrogate, ask questions. These are direct questions. They ask us something, they want information. Are they And they always end with a question mark. The usual word order for the interrogative sentence is, of course, you need to have the WH word, or the question word, auxiliary if needed, and subject and a verb and the rest of the sentence. Interrogative sentences, again, can be negative or positive. Okay. So this one is easy. It's just as simple as asking a question. Well, it is asking a question anyway. So to give you some example, do you like coffee? Don't you like coffee? Why does the sun shine? Whose dog is that? Will Sherry get to keep all her lottery winnings? Okay. So you see, it usually ends, it must end, and it always ends with a question mark. Many interrogative sentences start with question words like how, why, um, but others are yes no questions that begin with the verb instead of a noun. Yes, it is important to remember that interrogative sentences still require a noun and a verb to be complete. All right. Okay. Next, part of our list, the third sentence type of sentence is what we call imperative. Okay. So with imperative, imperative sentences do not simply state a fact, but rather tell someone to do something. Okay. This can be in the form of friendly advice, basic instructions, for example, or more forceful command. Okay. They end with a full stop or exclamation mark. So the usual order for the imperative sentence is the base verb. Interrogative sentences can be positive and negative, and note that there is usually no subject because the subject is understood. It is you. Can you give me example? Give me example. It's imperative. Give me example. Yes. It is considered that normally the subject is you, right? Give me example. Shut the door. Turn on the lights. Can you give me example? Yes. All right, let's call on some names over here. Give me example. Magda, Sylvia, Gosha, Wojciech, Ola, Shimon, Carol, Patrick, Dorota, Greg, Dominic, David, Edita, Darek, and Kazik, Paulina, Teresa, Kasha, Aga. Yes, exactly. With the exclamation point, Ella. Do it now. Yes. Clean your room. Oh, for children, yes. For our kids. Sit down, please. Oh, Teresa, you're so lenient. Please, with the word please. Anyway, yeah. Read this book right now. Eat your food. Finish your food. Sometimes with the facial reaction, isn't it? With the with your samples over there with the exclamation point, I can imagine the facial expression in the face, you know. Thank you. Let's move on. So, oh yeah, of course. Even this one word. Stop. Stop. Do not stop. Okay. So maybe in this case, it can be like maybe a baby crying or someone, a child that it has tantrums. Yeah. Stop. And then if they're going to stop, some parents would say, do not stop. Please shut the door to keep out the bug. Turn left at the bridge. Yes, it can be for direction and stop bothering me. Okay. Many imperative sentences end in period, but some are more forceful demand may end in an exclamation point to highlight the emotion. Close the door. Turn off the TV. Yeah. You can identify an imperative sentence because it appears to be missing a subject. So, however, the command of each imperative is directed at you, making these sentences second person. Okay. So the subject of the sentence may be omitted, but it is called you understood because the reader is aware that each sentence could be written as you do this, you do that, you do this. Okay. All right. Next. So, of course, last type of sentence is what we call exclamatory or exclamative. So, of course, with the exclamation point, it expresses a strong emotion or a surprise. Yes, an exclamation. And they always end with an exclamation mark or exclamation point. Like declarative sentences in that they make a statement instead of asking a question, but their main purpose is to express a strong emotion. So they are easily recognized because they end in exclamation point instead of a period. So the usual word order for the exclamative sentence is what, okay, and then an adjective, noun, subject, a verb, or how, an adjective or an adverb, subject, and a verb. Can you give me example for that? Exclamatory. Yeah, let's see. Mm-hmm. It doesn't really need to be okay. Up. Don't be confused with imperative. Okay. Don't be confused again with exclamatory. We are we are trying to make a statement. Okay, we need to make a statement here instead of asking a question. However, the it expresses a strong emotion. Can you give me example? Yeah, you can do it. Let's try. How about the others? Magda, Sylvia, still waiting for you. Wojciech, Carol, Aga, Kasha, Kazik, Dominic, Libby. I'm gonna call your names over again. Thank you, Ella. How could you do this? Do it to me. Not okay. Thank you for that example, dear. However, it needs to end with exclamation mark. What are you doing? Okay. What a beautiful weather. Okay. A sweater. You're talking about a sweater. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Maybe I can share with you some other example. Okay, here it is. What an exciting movie it was. What a liar he is. Yeah. How exciting the movie was. I said I wanted tacos instead of pizza. Yeah. Wow, he just won a gold medal. You see? All right. So, notice that each one of these examples contains both a subject and a verb. Thank you, Kasha. A beautiful landscape. So again, this example contains a subject and a verb. There's a subject, yeah, which is still a requirement for a complete sentence. Exclamatory sentences are often used in casual conversation um, and in written dialogue to show emotion, but they are not typically useful in academic and expository writing. Okay, in this more serious work, it's better to make your point well written declarative sentences instead. Oops, my example. Okay. I thought it's oh, okay. Yes, Carol. It's okay. But then again, for summary, here is our summary. Okay. These are type of sentence. The form, again, declarative, interrogative, imperative, exclamative, function as a statement, as a question, as a command, as exclamation. Yes. Okay. And the punctual final punctuation, as you can see there. So note the form and function of the above of these four types in general. We use the declarative form to make statement, interrogative for question, and so on. Yes. But as a rule of thumb, this should be used sparingly when we use exclamation form to an exclamation, to make an exclamation. Yes. Functions and forms do not always coincide. especially with a change of intonation. For example, um, we can use the declarative form to give a command. For example, you will now start the exam. Or we can use the interrogative form to make an exclamation. Wow, can Carol play the piano? Yeah. We can even ask a question with a declarative form, like Bangkok is in Thailand. Okay. So it is important to recognize this and not be confused when the function does not always match the form. Again, the form and the function do not always coincide because sometimes in spoken English, it depends how you will say it. So a statement can be like a question sometimes. All right. Your writing will benefit from a clear understanding and correct usage of all four types of sentences. In addition, try to vary your sentence structure between simple, compound, complex sentence construction, and too many simple sentences may lose the reader's interest. Okay. And we're going to learn more. Sorry, excuse me. We're going to learn more of that next week. So for now, can we have a little bit of exercise? Yeah. So why is it like that? Which type of sentence is the most common? You think so? Declarative, imperative, or exclamative? What do you think? It should be aligned, but I don't know why it isn't aligned. Which sentence type is the most common? Mm-hmm. Declarative, imperative, exclamative. Thank you, Carol. Dec- Thank you, Teresa. How about the others? Thank you, Dorota. Yes, Ella. Yes, Kasha. Very nice. Another one. Declarative. Okay. Who came to the party? Which sentence type is used? Who came to the party? Yes, exactly, Carol. Interrogative is also very useful, especially if you're a woman and then you want to interrogate. Okay. Thank you, Greg. Yes, Wojciech. How about in this case? Who came to the party? Which sentence type is used here? Thank you. Yes, Dorota. Teresa, very nice. Okay, good. How about the others? Yes, Ella. Okay, yes, Kasha, very nice. Edita, now that's what we're talking about. Thank you. Next, let's move on. Yes, there is Carol. Who over here? Which sentence type does not usually use a subject? Which sentence type does not usually use a subject? Declarative, imperative, exclamative. Yeah, it is nice to actually review this from time to time. I know that we always use a sentence, we always actually say something. However, sometimes we are not really familiar if it is a type of sentence or maybe a sentence structure. Thank you. Yes, that is imperative. Okay, next, let's move on. Which type of sentence must end with a question mark? Which type of sentence must end with a question mark? I've got lots of questions here for you. Thank you, Carol. That's a complete answer. All right. How about here? Which type of sentence must end with a question mark? hmm Declarative, imperative, interrogative. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Teresa. Very nice. Interrogate. Interrogation for police. Yes. A sentence that's used to give someone an order or command is what? Mm-hmm. A sentence. I have lots of questions for you. Yes, thank you. How about here? A sentence that used to give someone an order or a command. What is it? Thank you, Ella. All right, very nice. Yes, Teresa, Carol, Dorotha, thank you. It is imperative. Okay, next. The function of declarative is to ask, to tell, or to surprise. Thank you, Greg. Yes, Wojciech. The function of declarative is to ask, tell, surprise. What do you think? Okay, very nice. And this is to actually tell. Okay, next. What does an exclamative sentence usually end? A full stop or period, a question mark, or an exclamation mark? I'm sorry, I don't know why it is not aligned here on my presentation, but on my slide, it's actually aligned anyway, or maybe it's with the webinar jam. But anyway, okay. So, what does an exclamative sentence usually end with? A full stop or period, a question mark, or an exclamation mark? What do you think? Oh, this one is quite easy. I know you can. We still have more. Go ahead. Tell me. What do you think? Very nice. Thank you, Ella. It usually ends with an exclamation mark. Okay, very good. Next, let's move on. Sit down and be quiet. What type of sentence is this? Yes, thank you, Carol. I love that. That's actually a complete and so sit down and be quiet. Yes, Simon, Simon, Dorta. Okay, exclamative, imperative, or interrogative. Thank you. That's very fast of you, Dorota. Very nice. Thank you. This is what we call imperative. Very good. Next, which of these sentence types begins with the subject? All right. Which of these sentence types begins with the subject? Yes, Edita. Thank you. Kasia, Wojciech, Teresa, Carol. How about here? It begins with a subject. What do you think? Mm-hmm. Usually. Thank you, Teresa. How about the others? You have any other answer? Are you sure? I just said it earlier. Remember? This is a usual form is correct. Declarative. Okay. Very good. Next, let's continue. The usual form of declarative sentence is to make a statement, subject, verb, or a period or full stop. The usual form of declarative sentence is to make a statement, subject, verb, a period or full stop. Thank you for the answers. Okay. What do you think? How about here? The usual form of declarative sentence. Uh-huh. Let's just wait for the answers. To make subject. Okay, let me tell you we're talking about form. Function is different to form. I showed it to you earlier with this graph. There's function, form, no, form, function, sample sentence, and then actually mark. Yes, two, we have different answers here. Two, it is actually subject verb. We're talking about the form, structure. It's okay. All right. Next, let's try again. Which of these sentences is imperative? Have fun, won't you? Did you have fun? It'll be fun. Okay. Just apologies with this not aligned choices. Have fun, won't you? Did you have fun? It'll be fun. What do you think? We're looking for a sentence that is in imperative form. What do you think? Imperative. If you can remember. Oh, thank you for the answer. Okay, very nice. It'll be fun. Very good. Okay. I still have here two more exercise. Okay. How about here? Which is a declarative sentence? Ouch! Stop hurting me. That hurt. What do you think? Ouch! Stop hurting me. That hurt. Which is declarative sentence that is actually following the form, the function, and the punctuation. What do you think? Very nice. Thank you, Teresa. How about the others? What do you think? It cannot be ouch. Remember because it is just one word. And for declarative sentence, we need to have a subject and a verb. Yes. And again, it can be exclamation mark or full stop. Very good. Thank you. Last question. Which is exclamatory sentence? He's so cute. Isn't he cute? How cute he is. Which is sorry, this is supposed to be an. I've got some typographical error over here, which is an exclamatory sentence. Yep. He's so cute. Isn't he cute? How cute he is. Okay, very nice. Thank you. And that is the answer. The last one, how cute he is. Very nice. Okay, great. Thank you for all of your cooperation today. And I would like to end my webinar tonight by saying this: kiss her in the middle of her sentence. Let me repeat: kiss her in the middle of her sentence. Girls love that. Have a great evening, everyone. I hope that you find the webinar useful today. And don't forget to be there next week, same time, Friday, 7 o'clock, as we're going to talk about four types of sentence structure: simple, compound complex, and complex. Okay. All right. And not just only my webinar, but also the webinar of other hosts: Moipe, Theodore, Thomas Shure. Next week, I know you're gonna have this long weekend. I'm not sure if it's gonna be all right if I'm gonna say Happy Halloween or whatnot. But then, of course, like in your country, the same here as well in Philippines. Reminisce our loved ones anyway, and whatever. But the most important thing, kiss her in the middle of her sentence. Girls love that. Anyway, thank you now. I'll see you on the platform. Okay, goodbye.